Let me give a quick intro of different versions, major versions that are available with the SAP. I don't think you require the explanation of difference between OLTP and OLEP, right?
Yes, I don't need it.
Yeah. So basically, what is an SAP? In other words, in BI. What is an SAP BI?
BI means business intelligence.
That's a short form, like abbreviation. Technically, what is SAP BI or BW?
They put the consolidated data at one location for easily retrievable for a business decision, I think.
So what does that mean actually in database terms?
Data warehouse.
Data warehouse. It's a data warehouse tool provided by SAP for analytical reports and decision making. Okay. So SAP has released, why I have two names like BI or BW. Everyone in the market call it, some call it as BI, some call it as BW. So what is BI, what is BW? Now I'll talk about only major versions of SAP, BI or BW. The very first major version that was released by SAP is BIW, which stands for Business Information Warehouse. And the version is 2.0. Now, after 2.0, when they have upgraded their concepts, they called it as BW 3.5. Rather than 3.5, I say it as 3.x. Business Warehouse. Now, after 3.5 or 3.x, the major version which was released is BI 7.x. Here, instead of 7.x, I will say it as 7.0. Why 7.0? Why not 7.x? Which stands for Business Intelligence. Now, after 7.0, they have renamed it back to BW 7.3. However, 1, 2 also available, but not as much stable as 7.3. Now, after 7.3, BW 7.3, they have released one more version with Service Pack 5. So this Service Pack 5, when we have a SAP BW version 7.3 with Service Pack 5, this supports HANA as a backend database.
Oh,
that means HANA enable BW.
So you're saying it's BW 7.3 without the SP5. They had a backend any databases, maybe DB2 or Oracle. So once you apply the fixed pack SP5, that enables the BW as for the HANA enabled, or it's a completely different new installation?
See, basically, what is the real-time scenario? So everyone might be using with 7.3 version or 7.0 version in the market, current clients, right? Now, if you want to implement from 7.0 with HANA, then you have to migrate from 7.0 to 7.3 and then implement Service Pack 5. which will give you the privileges to support HANA as a backend database. Okay. Even 7.3 with Service Pack 5 will have Oracle as a backend database.
With
right?
using adapters and all that, okay.
Yeah. Now, some questions in everyone's mind. Do you know about BO and BODS? Heard about any time BO and BODS?
I heard, but I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Basically,
Business objects, that's what you were talking about it?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, yes.
Business objects and data services.
Okay.
Basically, you have two methods to build your reports. One is using BW. On top of BW, you have your BO tool to build reports and give additional features, look and feel, everything in BO.
Mm-hmm.
The features which are not supported by BW Query Designer or Report Designer or Webby in BW are supported by an additional tool called BO Business Object, which is not a tool of SAP. In other words, everyone in the market says SAP BO. Why people say SAP BO? Because it has been purchased by SAP people.
That's right. Same thing.
None of the tool, yeah, it is an integrated tool of different tools, reporting tools that are available in the market. You have Excel CS, Crystal Reports, and many other tools, Universal Query Designer. All these are tools from different companies which have been purchased by SAP and integrated into a single tool known as Business Objects. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
And who owns Crystal Reports?
SAP.
Now SAP, but previously. Heard about Seagate anytime?
It's a Oracle Seagate. Oracle Seagate. I think it was owned by Oracle earlier.
Yeah. And they were named as Seagate Crystal Reports previously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now they say it as just Crystal Reports, and which belongs to SAP now.
Okay.
Okay. So you can use BO or BODS on top of HANA to build your reports, or BW to build your basic reports.
Quick question here.
Yeah.
Does SAP, that's a BW 7.3, does it give you dashboards and all integration stuff, or it's only in the BO it's available?
It's only in BO.
Okay, okay. So in reporting interface, everything is a BO rich interface. Okay.
Yeah. Now, during the course, if I say BW or BI or DW, it's one and the same. Now, probably you might have got an idea what is BI, what people in the market say BI or BW. Some say BI, some say BW. Right?
Yes.
So, OLTP and OLAP, not much deeper. What is OLTP?
Online transaction processing.
Right. And OLAP?
Analytical processing.
So, quick example of OLTP.
I can say that, nowadays, to be fact, I don't see it clear OLTP one. I always see the hybrid solutions. They always use the OLTP/OLAP, but OLTP is a transactional processing. That means they don't store much of a data for a day-to-day activities. For OLAP,
right. Why you are seeing hybrid systems nowadays?
Yeah, most of the system.
Let's talk about 10 years back. 10 years back. Let's talk about 10 years back.
I can say anything less than very minimal size of the database, regular transactions in and out. That's all I can say that. Well,
Yeah. Mm, let's say cashier system in Walmart stores.
Walmart store, they use it very big databases online.
True. True.
So we cannot say that, Very simple one, accounting software, simple one.
Yeah. Accounting software. Fine. And even ATM machines, you don't agree that to say them as OLTP systems, right?
Yes. They do OLTP transaction, but back end they'll be doing a lot of bunch of things.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult nowadays to come in, but.
So, right, fine. So here, OLTP and OLAP. So some examples we have for OLTP, which are hybrid solutions, And now let's talk about OLAP example. What is OLAP here? Why I'm stressing example of OLAP?
As I said, OLAP analytical processing database store a huge amount of data for informational purpose. That means you not only in one database, you may be doing a data mining from a different places and put into the single place. And if you want really technical terms, you massage the data to provide it single unified information to the end user. For example, what is my sales in the USA? They have a different branches. It has to collect a lot of data, pipe into the cube, go through the dimensions, reporting it. You may see a single line, but you get a lot of information. So
let's say,
okay, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. Let's say I have 5 branches in different regions of US, like New Jersey, California, New York, some other 2 places. Okay. Now, at each and every location, I'll have my database, which will store my day-to-day transactions. Right?
That's right.
If I want, I can build my own reports on individual region. Again, which becomes a hybrid solution of OLTP and OLAP, right? Right. But I want to make all these 5 region databases dedicatedly for OLTP, because every day I'm getting huge amount of data into these databases.
That's right.
If I start building my reports on top of these databases, then it will be again a burden which will slow down my front-end process, right?
That's correct.
Also, if I increase the size of database, as the number of records increases day by day, the size of database also increases, which will again slow down the performance of front-end process, right?
That's right.
So, what I'll do to overcome these 2 problems, on top of all these 5 OLTP systems, I build an OLAP system where on a periodic basis I pull the data from different OLAP systems, from different OLTP systems, all 5 OLTP systems, and store in a single OLAP system for my analytical reports. And depending on the client requirement, the OLTP system data will be archived. Hardly 3 to 6 months data will be stored in OLTP system. Again, it depends on the size, what size you want to maintain your database of OLTP so that your performance is better.
That's right.
Right? Okay. So here, When I am fetching all the information from different OLTP systems and storing it on OLAP system, my OLAP system here is my BW system. Okay. During this course, we perform ETL process. E stands for
extract, transform, loading. Transform, load.
Load, right? So when I perform my ETL process from different OLTP to single OLAP system, then my OLAP system serves as a single point of contact for all my reporting needs. Right?
Correct.
If I want to build a report on New Jersey data, I can approach just an OLAP system, or New York or California just from OLAP system, or any comparison reports if I want to build. Even in that case, I can use only OLAP system rather than going for OLTP system. Also, we were talking about data archiving on OLTP system. We want to maintain the size of database of OLTP as minimal as possible so that your performance is better. So for historical reports, let's say I want to see the report, what is the sales in last 5 years from all the regions of USA. Obviously, the data will not be available in OLTP system. It will be already archived, right?
That's right.
Yeah. You want to attend a phone call? You can go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, Bachu, I think you're getting some
1 second.
phone call.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, 1 second, please. Buttle clothes donations. Sorry, Madan, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Bachu, so we were talking about BW,
About
which is
archiving data. Once the data archived from a OLTP, it is not available. It is available in OLAP for a reporting purpose. That's where you left off.
yeah. Okay. And my OLAP system is BW. What is the benefit, additional benefit of OLAP system using a BW as an OLAP system?
That's
Before SAP has given as we have different OLAP systems, right, in the market.
That's right.
Why only BW? Why I have to use only BW?
Because the SAP, it has the nativity components, whereas integrate with the SAP components. That's why you have to
Not
use
only
it.
SAP components. So all OLAP systems can be integrated with any database, right? Almost all databases.
Oh, you're talking, okay. Yes, that's right.
Right? Even BW can be integrated with, that means data can be extracted from different databases that are available in the market. Oracle, DB2, SQL, flat files, Webby, anything, right? When all OLAP systems are similar, which supports almost every database that is available in the market,
That's right.
why BW?
Good question. I don't know.
Why? So here, before SAP has given a product called BW or BI, it has performed a lot of research on different industries, sectors, organizations, everywhere in the market. And they have identified some of the common tasks that are performed by different sectors, organizations, some of the common reports that are being used by, out of 10, let's say 7 are using some common reports. right?
Mm-hmm.
All these common features are identified by SAP, and it has pre-built the system and provided to us in a delivered version. 60% of the system of OLAP has been pre-built by SAP.
Okay. All we need is customize it, that's all.
Yes. All you have to do is, it has been provided to us in a delivered version. All you have to do is you need to understand each and every concept of the delivered version, so that if it suits your requirement, directly you activate it and use it for your development purpose. No need to start from the scratch. Okay.
Quick
If at
question,
all
Madan. Quick
any
question here.
changes
So if
required,
I'm
yeah.
using a BW 7.3 SP5, you're saying a OLAP BW will be using a HANA as a backend?
Yes.
No, I was asking a question about it.
No. It can be HANA, it can be Oracle.
Okay, it can be HANA. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
See, the purpose of upgrading my BW from 7.0 to 7.3 with Service Pack 5 is to implement HANA, right?
That's right.
So here it will be up to the client whether you want to stick to current Oracle as a backend database, or want to migrate from Oracle to HANA to get full-fledged support from SAP.
Did you ever do migrating 1 terabyte data, say for example, since the most of the OLAPs are very big databases, SAP especially. So those databases, did you had a chance to migrate it to HANA?
No dear, I haven't got a chance to work on HANA yet.
Okay. That's no problem. Right.
So why I haven't got chance yet to work with HANA? To answer this question, I'm working with such a client which is running from last 20 years in my current company. And it's not surprising to say I may get retired with the same client. I don't want to name the client, cannot be disclosed. One of the biggest SAP clients. So you may imagine what is the amount of data that the client is getting every hour or every day, and the challenges involved in migrating it to HANA. Once the migration to HANA is done, then everything will be much faster when compared to the previous one.
Okay.
But the challenge is, you are just talking about 1 TB of data. The challenge here is more than 100 TB data.
That's true. They have 100 terabytes, yes. They may.
More than 100 TB data. The challenge here is migrating them, and once migrated, when a new HANA DB is built, transferring all data from Oracle to HANA is a challenge.
HANA is a memory database. Again, you holding the entire 1 terabyte data into the memory. Oh, that kills.
True. But
that really kills.
Yeah, that really kills. But still, I cannot talk much about HANA.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with HANA. But still, whatever knowledge I have, reading books for HANA, I'm always eager to learn new technology that is available in the market.
So, Madan, so your BW is everything is a backend is with the Oracle, yes?
Yes.
Did you ever use the DB2 or any other things?
Not really.
Okay.
We have used other financial data sources of Oracle, and here again the challenge is we have to, as a BI consultant, the coding part is very less when we talk to the BI consultant.
Okay.
So we have to take the help of an ABAPer who will build a concept called BAPI to connect to non-supported data sources of SAP like financial data sources.
Okay. So it is not a basis administrator that are responsible?
See, some tasks are the responsibilities of basis, but if you do not have an interface, then you have to go through the code. Then it is the responsibility of an ABAPer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you have the interface, then that needs to be built by the basis administrator. Right?
Yeah.
Let's say, for an example, a query built using crystal reports on SQL Server. So the minimal requirements that you take care is DB Connect, right? And then to extract the data, you will execute your query, giving the names of the tables and whatever blah blah that is required in the coding. Select from table name and the structure, whatever you require, right? So here also, if some databases which do not have interfaces with SAP BW, then it will be tasked to the ABAPer who will be extracting data into your BW system, where a BI consultant should guide the ABAPer where is the database, what tables data you need to extract, and which tables of BW you need to store the data. Okay. Now, I have some images.
I think
so. Here, this, yeah.
I think I learned SAP BW 3.5 something.
Yeah.
Long back,
So,
5 years back.
Let me remind you about 3.5 before I explain this picture. So basically, the 3.5 flow is from source system, you will load data to data source, from data source to info source, from info source to target. Here, target may be, you might have heard about cube, right? Cube, DSO or ODS. 3.x it is known as ODS, and 7.x it is known as DSO. And info object. Right?
Yes.
And here, from source system to data source, you have IP, which stands for info package. And from data source to info source, you have transfer rules. And from info source to target, you have update rules. This is the basic data flow of 3.x version. Okay. During the course, we will see 7.x as well as 3.x. Why 3.x? Why we need to learn the previous version when we have all new versions that are available? Basically, in the beginning of the session, I was saying that why BW we going to use is 60% of the system is pre-built, right?
That's right.
And which is in a concept called BI content. And this BI content, the majority part of the BI content till today is in 3.x version.
Okay.
The major part till today is in 3.x version. However, once you create the data flow of 3.x, you can migrate it to 7.x. So to make our life easier, there is a migration option from 3.x to 7.x. To use 3.x in the beginning, you need to understand the 3.x flow as well, right? And coming to 7.x flow, you have source system connected to data source, and this data source is connected to target. You don't have info source in between.
Okay.
Okay. And this, from source system to data source, you have info package, and from data source to target, you have DTP and transformations. Okay. So this is again a high level picture of your load. From source system to data source, using an info package will load data from source system to data source, which can be scheduled. And from data source to your target, you have to build transformations before you load data from data source to target. So what are these transformations? From source system, each and every raw data will be available till your data source level, whether it is write data or any other thing. Everything you can get into your data source. But these raw data, I need to massage this data. I need to cleanse this data, which is available, and store it in a desired manner based on the requirement in my data warehouse.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? What is a SAP NetWeaver?
SAP NetWeaver. So SAP NetWeaver is a platform where we have different tools integrated. I mean to say, like different modules. Okay?
Okay.
So it's just a platform where you have all your different modules available in the system.
Okay, fine.
So this is a BI NetWeaver. In other words, this is a BI NetWeaver. So the data flow which is available, or the different options that are available provided by SAP, which are integrated into a single concept called BI, known as SAP NetWeaver BI.
Okay.
Here, the source system can be anything. It can be ECC, it can be flat file, or any other DB2 Teradata.
Okay, any RDBMS.
Yeah. And this is connected to data source. The very first layer that appears here is a data source. Now, info package is loading data from source system to data source, and DTP is loading data from data source to target. So the task of DTP and info package is same. But why there are two names?
Data DTP and the data source?
The DTP and info package. See, the task of info package is to load data from source system to data source. And the task of DTP is to load data from data source to target.
That's right.
Here, let's say in layman terms, not in SAP terms, when I am loading data from data source to target, data source is the source system, right?
Right.
And info package is also performing the same task. From source system to data source, it is loading data source. Now here the target is data source, and this here the bottom one is the source system, which is providing data. The task of DTP and info package is to load data, right?
That's right.
So why do I have two different names? Why I have info package and DTP?
As per you explained it, info package will take the data from an external system of the SAP, that is any source. That's take the raw data and pushes into the SAP format inside it. And from there, the data transfer cleanses it and puts the target. That's why they have a two different. One is getting the external data into inside of the SAP, and then the process in the SAP itself. That's what I understand.
Yeah. This DTP depends on transformations. The rules that you define in your transformations, based on the rules that you define in your transformations, DTP will load data from data source to the target. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
Right? Is it clear?
Yes. So transformations are inbuilt. Do you have an option? You can define the transformations also.
Yeah. We have to define the transformations.
Okay, I understand.
Right? Okay. Because we may not require all the junk data that is available from OLTP to store it on a OLAP system.
Okay. Can I ask a quick question, Madan, here? So,
yeah.
What was the daily process you used to do the data transfer?
See,
in your team.
In our team. See, I do not work on support team. I work on development. So your question, I can answer your question as well. What will be our daily task to when I'm in support team? If let's suppose if I am on support team, do I manually load data every day from OLTP system to OLAP system? So how many tasks, how many load process I have every day? Right?
There may be, yeah, that's right. There may be several.
There may be several load process. So let's say 10 load process, then 10 load process can have a minimum of 10 info packages and 10 DTPs. So is company paying me to just execute this load process every day?
No, once
to perform a manual job?
No, once you build it, it will run automatically. If it fails it sends the alert to the notification. That time you see it. So its operations group will manage it.
Exactly. Here we have a concept called process chain, in which you can build your entire data flow and schedule it.
So
after completing your info package load execution, you need to execute your DTP. Okay. Once you are done with your DTP, then we have some other concepts that we will learn as we go ahead through the sessions.
Yeah, it's good. I'm happy with it, but you did not answer how much data, when you were trying to develop it, how much data did you try to load it? Like, see, for example, even though you build before going to the production, somewhere you have in a staging area you want to try it. You might have tried it.
See, data source is a staging area. You have it as PSA, persistent staging area. So from source system, every day I'll be having, let's say, around somewhere around 1 to 5 GB of data.
Okay.
Right.
At present, I manage at least 80 million to 1 billion rows.
So you're talking about number of records, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's right.
Right.
It's a rows. It's a record.
Yeah. And I used to work on support around 3 years back here.
Okay.
Okay. Now I was telling like 100 TB of data. Currently I am working on.
Okay.
And this client, I was saying you right, I may retire in with the same client. No more client in my career.
So, Madan, before you leave it, last question, do you give a practice for us? Once a 3.0, once it is done, do you give show the migration path also?
I'll give you the basic idea of migration. But as I said, I'm not familiar with HANA. I cannot guide you with the implementation of HANA.
In order to do me in practice, in order to go in depth, how do I get it? Who is going to provide me software?
New York is going to provide you software. You have an idea system where a sample data is available on the system. Sample data is available on the system, which you can use it for your practice. But before we jump into idea system of ECC, let me show you something else. So here, the very first layer I was talking about, the very first layer is data source, which comes into picture when you are trying to load data to your BW system, right? So relational data sources like IBM, DB2, Teradata, multidimensional source systems, Hyperion, SAP source systems like CRM, ECC, SRM, and file systems like your flat file.
That's right.
CSV or Excel file, XML files, and legacy applications. Again, when coming to legacy applications, before NetWeaver version 2004, ETL, the third-party tools, SAP suggested to use third-party tools before BAPI came into picture. Again, this BAPI is a concept of an ABAPer. Okay, and rest of the interfaces are maintained by basis administrator rather than BAPI. Okay. Now here, during our course, we will start a practice with flat file. Once we are familiar with loading flat file, the process will be same, even whatever might be the source system. Then we see ECC systems, connection with ECC systems, and extracting data from ECC systems to our BI systems. I am not going to touch relational source systems, multidimensionals, or XML source systems.
Okay.
We're going to deal with flat file and SAP source systems. Once we started dealing with SAP source systems, you already have an idea system to which you will be provided access where a sample data is already built by an SAP which you can utilize for your practice.
Perfect. Okay. So in order to continue, Madan, I need to talk to the James tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speak to James and I'll give you my feedback to him.
Probably in another 5 to 10 minutes after ending this session, you will be getting a call from James for the feedback.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thanks, Madan.